So, hey everyone. Again, thank you all so much for joining us tonight. We have a very special guest tonight. Her name is Lisa, and she's going to share her story with you guys about CBD and how she kind of came about it. It's actually a very interesting story. I've had a pleasure to hear her story already, but it's still a very good one, and I would love to hear it again. So, Miss Lisa, if you have, let me unmute you, girl. You have the floor.
Absolutely. Good evening, everybody, and thanks for joining in. And thanks, Sarah, for inviting me this evening. I really appreciate the opportunity.
You're welcome.
For those, obviously, most of you don't know me, but my name is Lisa Berry, and I'm here in the Charleston, South Carolina area. And unfortunately, and it's going on 11 years ago now, I got bit by a tick in my backyard and went undiagnosed with Lyme disease from 2007 all the way until 2014. And what that meant for me was I ended up with a myriad of all kinds of diagnoses, from fibromyalgia to narcolepsy to arthritis to weird, funky allergies to food, chemical sensitivities, all kinds of inflammation. And every time I went to the doctor, it was, "Oh, you're a puzzle, Lisa. We don't know what to do," because nobody here believed that it was Lyme disease. And I finally, after about 5 years, found a good doctor that had me on a good regimen where I was starting to get better, but I kept still having some inflammation problems every now and then, arthritis and things like that. While I was feeling a lot better, back in the fall of 2017, I unfortunately fell in a parking lot at a college nearby, and I sprained both ankles and sprained or pulled a muscle or something in my knee bad enough to where I needed to go to physical therapy. So I went to physical therapy, and I was going for at least 3 weeks at that point. And of course, they're doing the ice packs and they're doing the ultrasound on therapy on the knee and everything. And my ankles are getting better, but my knee's not getting better. And what's happening is now the pain is starting to radiate up my back, and I'm starting to get that sciatica that unfortunately a lot of folks are familiar with. I began to kind of lose hope because now I'm ramping up on a bunch of ibuprofen again, just trying to feel better. And still, again, this pain is there and it's not going away. And, some days, of course, like anything, are better than others and some are worse than others. And I went to my doctor and she had said, "Hey, have you ever thought, and maybe you should consider trying CBD?" And I said, "Pot?" And I'm like, "Really? I didn't think that was legal here in South Carolina." And she's like, "No, no, no. CBD oil is not pot. So I wouldn't recommend that to you." She said, "But hey, you never know. That might help too." But anyhow, so what I did was I happened to find somebody that was selling some at a trade show here locally. And so I went and I bought a bottle, and it was a lot more than I wanted to pay for it, like $150. But to my luck, it was a very small sample size bottle for $35. And I thought, if you're anything like me, you think, "Oh, I'll spend $1 million on my family, $1 million on my pets before I spend $10 on myself." So finding the $35 deal, as it were, kind of is what helped convince me to try it, because I was still super skeptical. I mean, especially after what I found out over the years about Lyme disease and how, I've become the expert on my own disease more so than people that are trained medical professionals, which is unfortunate, but I sometimes end up training them on what Lyme disease is about. So I figure, hey, I'm out here helping and educating people as best I can, and sharing what I can, hopefully so that somebody else doesn't have to go through years and years of issues. So meanwhile, I tried this sample oil that I have. And I'm trying it, and of course they tell you, do a pump a day, do 2 pumps, try it, because you have to find. I figured out, you have to find what's considered your sweet spot, because we're all different. Well, that one I wasn't really noticing anything different, and I tried it for about 2 weeks, and I'm like, okay, well, let's go on to another brand. So there was a festival or a street fair or something going on here, and I found another brand. So I tried that brand, and I went through for about 2 weeks, and I noticed a little bit of change, but not enough. So then, and I'm a super nerdy person, guys. I'm a technologist, IT consultant for a living. So I deal with computers and nerdy stuff all day long. So I like to do research too. googly research, online research, but I like to do real scholarly research too. So I started looking at what is the properties of CBD? What is it? What is this endocannabinoid system? How does this work? And so, oh, all these products aren't created the same. Okay, so let's try some other brands. Now, the other thing is, while I was sick, getting better from the Lyme disease, my doctor had me on an all organic regimen because with all the antibiotics I was taking, I ended up with leaky gut syndrome. So then I had to go on this crazy diet of don't eat this, don't eat that, and so forth. So try to do all organic things as much as I can. And so I'm finding these CBD products, not all of them are organic either. Some of them have these extra oils in them that, some people say they need these oils. They call them carrier oils. Some people refer to them as the technical term, which is terpenes, which are not bad for you by any means. But anyhow, I'm just thinking, but all I want is the CBD oil. So about 8 brands later, I end up meeting someone that happened to be coming by from another direct sales transaction her and I had done for a party that I had some time before that. And she met my husband. She said, "Hey, by the way, I'm selling HempWorks now." And so Steve, my husband, says, "Oh, well, you should contact Tammy and talk to her and see what's going on." And I'm like, "Yeah, whatever. I don't know about this CBD stuff. I'm on brand number 8 here, just about. And I don't know, it kind of works, but I don't know. Maybe I'm buying snake oil, the old thing from the way back in the vaudeville days. I'm not that old, but the vaudeville days, anyhow, they had the snake oil salesman." So I became very, very skeptical. Well, finally, I ended up succumbing to the fact that, I really need to try it. I've tried these other ones. I've had a little bit of success with them. So maybe this one will be different. Because I started poking around on the website and I see, the extraction method. I see the organic methods, the non-GMO factor. So that's a plus. And then, of course, I looked at that they actually had the reports online of the verification of the validity of the actual barrels of the oil, because, of course, it's refined in barrels. And I said, okay, well, I'll try it. So I got a bottle. And that one bottle lasted me about a month. And lo and behold, about 2 weeks in, I didn't have pain in my knee anymore. I didn't have sciatica anymore. And I said, no, this has got to be a freak of nature. It's probably mind over matter. So I stopped taking it. Guess what happened? Knee pain came back. Sciatica came back. So then I took it again. And of course, now I'm like, okay, either I'm just really doing a whole mind over matter thing, or really this stuff does work. So then I started taking it like you're supposed to, which for me at that point was one whole dropper full twice a day. And then now I'm on this, what I'll call the maintenance dose, which is sometimes, depending on how active I am, it could be up to a dropper a day, but most of the time it's about a half of one once a day works for me. But anyhow, I go back and forth and looking at research again and trying to figure out, well, why is this company so good and this and that, and well, what makes this one different? Well, there's only 3 ingredients. I found that out. And then, of course, other people said, well, but you need those carrier oils and you need these other things. And I'm thinking to myself, well, why do I need them? And then, of course, one of the other companies said to me, well, you need that because, your body doesn't absorb the CBD oil the way in the hemp oil, the way it normally would. So it all just kind of like when you take vitamins, it just, they say you pee out the majority of it and you don't really absorb it. And I said, but wait, I had a gastric bypass back in 2005. And that means I automatically don't absorb anything anymore at all the way a normal person was because I had no stomach acid. So how can you tell me that, because I'm thinking logically, how am I going to absorb anything taking it with these carrier oils and just swallowing it? Why would I want to add something extra? So for me, that was just kind of suspect. And so I've been taking HempWorks, gosh, it's just about a year now. And I'm perfectly happy with it. I'm perfectly happy with how much it costs. I'm happy with the results. My husband takes it now for he's got a little bit of ADHD going on and some anxiety and stuff like that. And he's got some kind of hurdy spot, as he calls it, on his shoulder. So I think that's what he first got curious about. But it's just one of those things that, it, just like with me being exposed to Lyme disease, you don't understand what somebody goes through until it happens to you. And so I probably would still be super skeptical had I not finally just tried it. And if I hadn't tried all those other brands too, I think I probably would still be somebody that's quite skeptical. But I've done one of those things with life and career, as you know, you got to move forward and stop looking back. And so with my health, I had to, stop looking back at what happened, what I can't do, and start looking about what I can do, and looking for the future. So now I'm just grateful to be able to share the story with anybody that's interested.
Yep. Yep. Guys, so she came with Lyme disease. Okay. A lot of you guys don't know this, that Lyme disease is not an easy thing to live with. She struggled for a long time. And, I love the fact that, Lisa, that you went and like tried so many, but that didn't stop you from finding the right one. Like, that's what I hear a lot when people, they try CBD, is that they're like, oh, I'm going to try this. I'm going to try this. I'm going to try this. And then eventually they're just like, you know what? That's it. I'm not going to try anymore. So yeah, it does. Quality does matter. And for Lisa, it made a huge, huge change. So thank you, Lisa, for sharing your story. I hope more of you guys can share the amazing benefits with other people who have Lyme disease, and, let them know, hey, try CBD. It's going to be a life changer for you.